You believe other people were actually involved in this?
Very few times in my life I hope that I'm wrong, and this is one of those times. I really do hope I'm wrong.
It's June 2023. A young woman, Belgian backpacker Céline Cremer, drives from the remote Tasmanian town of Waratah deep into the nearby rainforest. She sets out on a bushwalk and is never seen again.
It's a vast area, almost infinite possibilities. So the biggest question is, where is she now?
Over 2 years on, this tight-knit community has not yet given up its secrets.
It's strange that she didn't let anybody know. That's the most odd thing about this whole thing.
But now, some locals are speaking out.
Like any town, you have good and bad. I don't think in my lifetime we'll ever truly find out the truth.
31-year-old Céline Cremer from Belgium came to Tasmania seeking adventure. Instead, on a walking trail to Philosopher Falls, under the silence of the rainforest canopy, she vanished without warning. What followed in the winter of 2023 was one of the state's largest ever search operations. I travelled to Waratah, the remote township where Céline was last seen, and while the silence was heavy, this tight-lipped community finally spoke with me as locals hinted at secrets the community keeps and the bad apples it hides.
Early 2024, I think it was, I had a drone operator, Daniel Wood, contact me specifically with the details on her last known GPS coordinates leading up the hill. And you could see 7 Mile Creek, which was where she had crossed before she started heading up the hill. But there was no accuracy as to where the line actually went up. It was just a vague line. And she must have been using an app like Google Maps, or an app that recorded GPS points and relayed back to a server at a later date. You can retrace her path up the hill exactly as she took it. It's very thick rainforest. Some sections are, some would say they're impenetrable. But regardless, she skirted around the really hard stuff. She started recording her GPS points on the opposite side of the hill, and then realised that she was so far away from the car park. The day was dark nearly, and it probably started to rain. Without gear, I think panic set in and she tried to, shortcut back.
This is the main road into the town of Waratah, which Céline Cremer would have taken in late June of 2023. She drove in some of the worst winter weather conditions of the season, and following that drive, one of Tasmania's most troubling mysteries unfolded. Can you describe the conditions of that night?
The days following, the weather was quite bad. Some locals say that it snowed on the morning of the 18th, which was the day that she went missing. When the actual search happened, which was 10 days after she went in there, it was really bad weather. So that really hampered their investigations. It's a vast area, and there are almost infinite possibilities of what happened once she stopped recording her GPS points. So the biggest question is, where is she now?
My name's Jarrah Keenan, and I've been a resident here in Waratah for 10 years. Up until 2 years ago, I was a bushwalking guide.
How did Céline Cremer's disappearance impact your perspective of Waratah?
That out there, the tarkine. I know she's a dangerous place, having 30 years experience being a guide in it.
How do you think she actually disappeared?
That's still up in the air. The big oddity is that it was 10 days between her disappearing and us realising that she wasn't coming back. So there was a great big long gap there that we could have used to find her. The next day was raining and it was already really cold, like got down to I think 4 degrees overnight. And if it's raining, you're not going to survive that. It was day 7 that the police finally got in contact with me, and by then it was too late.
How would you describe the terrain itself?
The forest in there can be horizontally horrible, but you get tangled up in that, you're down to 1 kilometre an hour walking.
Where do you think it's likely for something to be found?
We've got phone pings from after she disappeared, like during the 10 days, so that's where we're going to be concentrating our search. Between the last 2 pings, There's a hell of a lot of horizontal that nobody's been into yet.
Is it strange to you that her phone, you know, the last pings were in that one specific location?
She could have dropped her phone and that would have completely stuffed her because she would have had no way of knowing where she was or which direction to walk to. The phone pings suggest that she was heading in a particular direction because she might have been able to hear a road, a distant road. There's one ping here, another ping there, and the road's sort of another couple of kilometres in front of her in the same direction. She possibly heard a car go past or a truck. It's strange that she didn't let anybody know. That's the most odd thing about this whole thing. Why didn't she send out an SMS? Since it happened 2 years ago, they've upgraded the phone towers, so we've got a lot better coverage in there now. So we don't actually know, like we can't go back to where the last phone ping was and try and replicate where she walked because the phone is going to be pinging all the time now.
I'm currently at the Philosopher Falls car park, where Celine's vehicle was eventually discovered parked in a strange position. This sparked further questions concerning her disappearance.
As I said, everybody has their own theories. But her car was parked in an odd place. It wasn't parked in the car park, which for a tourist, you park in the car park. What you do with this information is up to you. If there was another person involved and they just planted a car there, there would have had to have been 2 people involved, not just Celine. There's no way someone would park her car there and walk all the way back to civilization. Someone would have had to collect that person. With regards to the phone, did they plant the phone to make it look like she was out there? No one can be sure except Celine.
As a resident of Waratah, have you heard any other rumours or possible theories
Of course.
for her disappearance?
My own personal feeling, I believe there were other people involved.
Really? You believe other people were actually involved in this?
That is my opinion. Very few times in my life I hope that I'm wrong, and this is one of those times. I really do hope I'm wrong. I just call it a gut feeling. But whatever the case, she was last known as a connection to Philosopher Falls, and she will always be at Philosopher Falls in my mind.
What suggests to you that it was foul play involved in this?
The number one is, why did she not call for help in any way? Her phone has been tracked, and they've just done amazing with technology that they'll have to get that tracking. And then she's doubled back, she's stopped in a few places, she's panicked. You can tell that by the speed that she got from point B to point C. The phone stays in one spot, and for 2.5 days kept pinging in that one spot. That tells me that her phone was no longer on her person. Why didn't she call anyone, a friend? There was nothing. To me, that doesn't make sense. And while I'm not going to go into my past, I can say from experience, that's not what you do. She would have been scared. She would have been very cold. She was in very light clothing. She may have packed light food. When you are faced with a situation like that, it is purely about survival, no other trivial things. You just do what you need to do to survive. And she did not show those signs.
Who do you believe murdered Céline Cremer?
Do you want me to answer that? From what I have learnt over the last couple of years here in Waratah, like any town, you have good and bad. And yes, people make mistakes. Could have been a tourist, it could have been an outsider, could have just been... I don't think in my lifetime we'll ever truly find out the truth.
How many people in the community of Waratah do you know that think like you regarding this case that believe Céline was possibly murdered?
Maybe a handful. With that being said, I haven't gone to everybody and asked them.
So people do talk about it?
Only if you're close to a person. It's not something people just come out and say. It's something that's very private, and yeah, I'm probably stepping over the mark by saying what I believe from my own gut feeling. Just because I say it doesn't mean it's true. That is just my opinion. And this town, yes, it's got its bad apples. I suppose we're all capable of it, but it's got a lot of good apples. Every town does.
What would you say are the bad apples of Waratah?
The bad apples, the ones that have got nothing better to do with their life except stir. You get them everywhere. I think they call them oxygen thieves.
Is there a message you'd like to give to Céline's family?
I have a message for Ariane. From one mum to another. I hope you find her. I did not expect that. Sorry. I really do hope something's found to give her mum closure. I know what it's like to lose a daughter. We'll leave it at that.
She showed a lot of courage and a lot of motivation to do what she did. She thought, I'm going to do what I have to do to get back to the car tonight. But how far can you get from the hill from 418 until you have to take shelter? That's another big question. She was in the spot, the furthest spot from the car, for 8 minutes or something. Now to me that says that she's trying to figure something out. She's trying to solve a puzzle. So if you put your phone away and you pick it up an hour and 10 minutes later and you go, I'm 3 kilometers from the car and I have no idea how to get back other than retracing the track that I came in on. That could instill enough panic to make her do something irrational like trying to shortcut. She had only witnessed Tasmanian wilderness in relatively easy conditions. You're playing with fire, and that's essentially what happens. Once she stopped recording the GPS points, there's a big wall of horizontal scrub, which appears to have stopped her, and she's rebounded one more GPS point, and then that's it. I think when she is found, it's going to be in quite a hidden spot. Potentially something to do with horizontal.
Is there much land unexplored at this point?
Yeah, quite a bit. Even just the hill alone, it's got 30 or 40 lines around it, individual search lines. We could be, you know, between here and that tree behind you, and if Céline had passed away somewhere in between that, you wouldn't see her. In the days following, the phone makes contact with the cell towers at the exact same times for the same frequency. So to me, the phone is immobilized from day 2 onwards. So if it's on her, she's no longer with us, and then if it's not on her, it's lost. It's like swimming in a kelp forest. The odds of finding her, the more time I spend up there, get smaller and smaller. And it's not, it's not meant to be discouraging, but at the same time, like, you kind of learn that you start to understand how many possibilities there are up there. Every time I leave, it's like, oh man, like, I hate this place. It's torture in a way, because everything says that she's up there somewhere, and it is possible. I truly believe that, it is possible, but it just takes so much endurance. It's a mental battle.
The whole town it was like one of their own community had been taken. I actually arrived down in Tasmania from Townsville only a matter of weeks before Céline went missing. Me being a mum, I had to do something and brought this massive log back in the back of the car. The council helped me to locate it into its place. It really touched a lot of people, especially Celine's mum. We've got people from all over Tassie coming to help search. There is a lot of land in Tasmania that has never seen man and probably never will. It is very rugged, it is very dangerous. You've got mine shafts, you've got animals, Tassie devils, you've got birds that forage. She may not be out there, which doesn't mean she wasn't out there. We may find part of her shoes, her backpack, her jacket. I'm trying to be as politically correct about this as I can. And it's not just that, but it's also there's a lot of people still grieving, and the last thing they want to hear is morbid details. So I'm trying to avoid that. It is definitely not a rescue. It's a recovery. SES, police, private searchers, whoever can walk the same path and they will not see the same things as the other people. There are so many places an adult can hide. Yes, the SES have done an amazing job, so have the police and all the searchers. Doesn't mean that they've covered every inch.
Real Random Studios is proudly independent, and if you enjoy this show, I only ask one thing: hit subscribe on YouTube and follow Real Random Studios wherever you can.